Hey guys, I guess y'all noticed that the last few videos I've made have been on camping related stuff. And I know it's not for everybody. I can tell by the number of clicks on my channel. And I'm well aware that my cutting board video was not going to win any Academy Awards. But I'm still waiting on on Steven Spielberg to give me a call. So, but what I wanted to talk about today was I want to check my brakes and make sure that all my brakes, they're electronic brakes. Very easy to check. And even easier if you have one of these, which is a DC clip-on amp meter. It does it all, AC, DC, it's a voltmeter, you name it. You can buy them for about 50, 60, 70 bucks. They're like an air compressor. You don't know you need one till you have one. And you find so many use for them, you know. But this is really something that I think everybody that has a travel trailer or tows anything or just wanting to troubleshoot anything DC, get a clip-on DC amp meter. You will not regret it. You can just clip it on any single wire and see what the volts are, what the amps are going into your battery, coming out. It's, you know, for troubleshooting things on your travel trailer, it's so easy. So let's get into this and I'll show you what we're going to do here and how we're going to check it. Okay, so let me show you how easy this is to do. The first thing you're going to want to do is go and push your battery disconnect switch off so that your converter is not charging your batteries. Otherwise you'll get a distorted reading because your converter is trying to charge your battery and you're also drawing off your battery to your brakes when you pull this emergency brake switch. Or you can unplug your camper if you've got it plugged into the house. Either way. But you can see there we're reading 0 amps. Nothing's being put in or out of the batteries. And then we'll see what this does when we pull the emergency disconnect. So we come over here on this cable and just pull it out. Don't be afraid of it. It's just a little plastic. It's just a little plastic clip, and all it does is just holds the contacts apart. So with this thing in place on the shelf, the contacts are open. When you pull it, you get current to your brakes. Now let's take a look at our battery drain now. Each brake pulls about 3 amps. So we got a total of 12 amps there that we're reading. So that pretty much tells me that all 4 brakes are at least getting energized. It doesn't really tell you whether the brakes are going on. The only real way to know that is to jack each wheel up, have somebody spin it, and then pull the grip cord and you know, see if it actually puts the brake on. So what we'd want to do now is go over to each brake and check each brake. So let's do that. So you got 2 wires going to each brake drum, just 2 wires, and they come out right here, and they're nice and separated, because you can't put this amp meter on 2 wires. It won't work that way. They cancel each other out. But let's see if I can get this over here without getting my hand in the way, my shaky hand. Okay, so there you go. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we hooked up to the 2 wires. Now what I'm going to do is go and pull the emergency release, and you'll see the amp draw. Now if you're using a voltmeter, you would see the contacts close, which would send voltage back here to the brakes and lock them up. So when you're traveling down the road, you have no current going to your brakes until you put them on. And your truck will, you know, put them on in different degrees depending on how you have it set. When you pull this pin, you get maximum braking. So let's go pull it. Okay, I just pulled it. Now let's go see if the switch is working. So there you go. You can see that we've got about 3 amps. So between the 3 of them, we would have, each one would draw about 3 amps. And that brake is full on right now. So you get the point. You can do this on each one. Check your brakes, make sure they're all working. At very least, go and check the draw out of the battery and make sure that you've got about 12 amps. And that's going to be depending on how much your battery is drawing down and whatnot. But I've already checked these, all of these, and these are all drawing about the same amount. So I think we're good to go here. So I appreciate you guys watching my video, and until next time, adios.